I'm a top-tier actress from Untouchable, and the woman loved by a New York heir for 5 years. But to promote his new love interest, a painter, he gave her my private photos, which were then painted into a nude portrait and went viral online. My phone shook uncontrollably in my hand. In just 1 hour, the hashtag #MANDYNUDEPORTRAITMODEL had skyrocketed to the top of the trending list. The comments poured in like a tidal wave, full of crude, vulgar speculation. Those same people who once praised my elegance were now digging through my private life with filthy words. My face went pale. I stumbled out of the house and drove straight to Irving's company. When I pushed open the office door, Anya was sitting on the couch, pouting proudly. "Irving, did you see it? My painting finally went viral." Irving stroked her hair affectionately. When he noticed me, he barely looked up. "What are you doing here? It's cold outside. Wear something warm." "That painting," I said, my voice shaking, each word forced out through clenched teeth. "Did you tell her to paint it?" He frowned, stubbed out his cigarette, and rose as if to pull me into his arms. But I shoved him away with all my strength. Annoyance flickered across his face before he masked it with his usual soothing tone. "Mandy, don't make a scene. Anya's dream has always been to become a great artist, but no one paid attention to her work. I just helped her a little." "Helped her?" I laughed, but my tears spilled over before I could stop them. "You call that help? Using my body? Irving, what do you think I am? A prop for you to flaunt whenever you guys want. You're overreacting." He frowned even more. "Your face isn't in the painting. No one can prove it's you. The hype will die down in a few days. Anya stayed up nights working on that painting. Can't you just show a little understanding?" That sentence was like a knife, piercing my heart violently. I looked at the man in front of me and remembered how he had chased me 5 years ago. Back then, his eyes were full of me. But now, his indifference and cruelty were just as real. I wiped my tears and made my decision. "Irving, we're getting a divorce." His face darkened instantly. The air around him seemed to thicken. He stepped forward and gripped my wrist so hard I thought he might break my bones. "Divorce? Mandy, don't forget. Your mom is still staying in the hospital under my name. The doctors, the equipment, everything there. You owe that to me. If you leave, her treatment..." "Irving!" I widened my eyes in terror, unable to believe he would threaten me with my mom. Her heart condition had always been my weakness. For years, I had relied entirely on his resources for her treatment. I never imagined that dependence would become the very chain he would use to control me. His grip tightened. His gaze was dark and obsessive. "Behave, Mandy. Don't push me." A cold dread washed over me. I felt myself falling into a bottomless pit, realizing that no matter how I struggled, I was already trapped in his web. At that moment of my despair, my phone vibrated violently. "Ma'am, something's wrong. Your mother just had a heart attack. She's in critical condition." My mind went blank. "I'm coming. Tell the doctors to save her. Do whatever it takes." Irving frowned and started to follow me out. Just as he was about to tell the driver to prepare the car, Anya collapsed into his arms, crying, "Irving, I feel dizzy. It must be the after effects from the car accident." He immediately scooped her up. "Get a doctor. I'm taking Anya to the hospital." When I arrived alone at my mom's hospital room, a nurse shook her head apologetically. "I'm sorry, ma'am. All the doctors were called away by Sir Irving to attend to Ma'am Anya. Your mother missed the critical treatment window." My knees buckled. I fell to the floor, staring blankly toward the doorway. There, Irving was helping Anya out of a room, murmuring, "Good thing it was just low blood sugar." Not a single trace of concern for my mother showed on his face, only care and tenderness for his other woman. At that moment, I swore. The last spark of love I had for him died completely. That night, back at the villa, I opened an old, unread email. It was from my former university mentor, a renowned Hollywood director. He invited me to fly to London in 10 days to play the lead in his new film and stay there to continue my career. I had hesitated before because of Irving. Now, I didn't hesitate at all. With certainty, I accepted the invitation. In 10 days, I would announce my retirement from the industry and leave behind this city that had once made me love so deeply and hurt me more than I ever thought possible. The next day, I went to see Irving with the divorce papers in hand. He was busy helping Anya plan her art exhibition. He personally handled even the smallest details, proof enough of how much she meant to him. I placed the document on his desk. Without even glancing at it, he picked up his pen and signed his name. As I took the papers back, my chest tightened painfully. I clenched my fists and said coldly, "Irving, my mom is gone. All because of you." "I know." He cut me off without looking up. Anya suddenly felt dizzy that day. It was an emergency. I didn't have a choice. He said it so casually, as if the person who died wasn't his mother-in-law but some stranger who had nothing to do with him. Then he added, "You can fill in any amount you want for compensation. If it's not enough, let me know." I froze, staring at him in disbelief. So that's what he thought. I came here for money? In his mind, my mother's life could be erased and replaced by a few numbers on a check? Before I could speak, the office door opened softly. Anya walked in. The moment he saw her, Irving stood up and hurried over to steady her, his tone instantly gentle. "Why didn't you wait for me in the studio? Don't come over here by yourself again." Then he turned back to me, introducing her as naturally as if we were all family. "I've decided to have Anya move into the villa. She's not in good health. It'll be easier for me to take care of her if she's close by." In an instant, my blood turned to ice. I remembered years ago when he bought that villa, holding my hand as we walked through every room. He'd smiled and said, "This is the home I built for us. Everything's arranged the way you like it. Only you, me, and your mom will live here." And now, he was bringing in the woman indirectly responsible for my mother's death. "What if I say no?" I asked. His expression darkened immediately. He instinctively pulled Anya behind him. "Mandy, why are you being so petty? Anya saved my life. If she hadn't pushed me out of the way back then, I would have been the one in the hospital. She's sick now. What's wrong with letting her stay here?" Right on cue, Anya's eyes reddened. She even pretended to leave. "Irving, am I causing trouble? Maybe I should just go back to the studio. I'll be fine on my own." "Don't go." He stopped her and shot me a sharp glare filled with disappointment. "How far are you going to push her? I don't need your permission for this, Mandy." Then he turned to his assistant. "James, go prepare a room." With that, he led Anya away. As they brushed past me, I caught the fleeting smirk at the corner of her lips. When I returned to the villa, there was already a suitcase sitting in the entryway. Hers, I pretended not to notice and went straight to my mom's old room. I wanted to look through her belongings, but the moment I stepped in, I realized the amethyst necklace from her bedside table was missing. That necklace had been a gift from my dad, a symbol of their love. Mom had worn it until the day she died. It meant everything to her. I looked for the personal assistant. He hesitated before reporting. This afternoon, only Ma'am Anya went into that room. She said she wanted to look at Ma'am George's things for artistic inspiration. Before he could finish, I was already heading for the living room. There she was, sitting gracefully on the couch, her fingers stroking the amethyst necklace now resting against her neck. She smiled brightly. Irving, this necklace is beautiful. It suits me perfectly. Give it back to me, I shouted, rushing over and reaching for it. But Irving moved fast, shoving me away before I could lay a finger on that woman. The impact made me stumble and crash into the coffee table, pain shooting through my elbow. He held Anya protectively in his arms, glaring at me. What the hell are you doing? Anya flinched, her eyes filling with tears. Mandy, I'm sorry. I just thought the necklace had an artistic feel. I didn't mean to take it. I'll give it back right now. She started to remove it, but Irving stopped her hand. No need. He frowned at me, irritation flashing in his eyes, tinged with contempt. It's just a necklace. The diamond ones I've bought you cost far more than this. Mandy, do you really have to act so greedy and fight with Anya over it? Then, he remembered the divorce papers earlier that morning. His tone grew even colder. I already signed your settlement. If the money's not enough, just say so. Now stop embarrassing yourself here. I stood there frozen, tears spilling down uncontrollably. In the past, he would have dropped everything to comfort me. But now, he didn't even glance my way. He just took Anya's hand and led her upstairs. His final words were brutal. Don't be afraid. With me here, she won't dare do anything. The vast living room felt unbearably empty. From upstairs came that familiar, gentle, coaxing voice of his. Only this time, the one he was comforting wasn't me. I reached into my pocket and caressed the divorce papers, then slowly closed my eyes. Thank God, I thought. Just 9 more days, and I'll finally be free. After that day, I grew colder toward Irving. Even though we lived under the same roof, I barely acknowledged him anymore, no matter how many times he tried to start a conversation. Then one morning, he suddenly came to me and said the arrangements for my mother's funeral were finalized. The early wind was sharp and cold, pressing the fabric of my plain dress tightly against my legs. I stared at the black car parked in front of me. My voice came out rough and faint when I asked, "The cemetery and the ceremony? Is everything really settled?" Irving walked over and adjusted my scarf for me, his tone unnaturally gentle. Don't worry, everything's set. Today, we're just meeting a few elders to go over the details and to thank your mother's old friends. She deserves a dignified farewell. I clenched my fists and slid into the car without another word. Outside the window, the scenery began to grow unfamiliar. Quiet streets gave way to the glittering lights of the city center. We were moving farther and farther away from the direction of the cemetery. A bad feeling surged through me. I was about to ask when the car came to a stop in front of me stood the massive glass facade of the New York County Museum of Art, its walls covered with a towering poster.